Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus. Early this morning, I have spent some time and I come back sharing with you some thoughts. You've talked about heaven. You've been around people who talk about heaven. Everybody at one time or another talked about heaven. And heaven is always a descriptive uh, of the best that one can imagine. I realized that as I was thinking about this, that heaven, a wonder, as I see it, heaven, as I'm sure you would agree, amazing. And yet I thought that only a few will know it. Here's a place where we feel that there is no pain, there is no suffering, that needs, wants, and desires are met. And some have said it that it's a gift that you can't earn it. Well, heaven, like earth, was made to be experienced by all the living. Yet, heaven, according to the message, was corrupted, but evil was evicted. There was no place for the maintenance of evil in heavenly places, according to the story. Now, earth was made to be heaven here, but it too became corrupted. No one on earth is worthy of heaven. Do you know anyone on earth that's worthy to the best that the imagination can cause a manifestation thereof? I mean, by our own judgment. Well, no one is worthy to experience heaven. However, you may be what I call prodigalized, like the prodigal son. Know the truth and be free. Truth exposes the hell of the human experience, and it compels a different response to life. They want to experience heaven so real, these, until they try to create it. And they do this by exposing the hell and revealing the truth that makes dying a joy. And it is all for a heavenly cause. So, as these choose to die, and heaven, as far as they are concerned, is their reward, hell has no longer hold on them. And as I sit and I think, it is said that evil was evicted from heaven by righteousness. No force, no angel police force, righteousness evicted evil from heaven, a place for righteousness. This time, my friends, righteousness will be evicted from earth. Righteousness will be evicted from hell by evil to return where righteousness is welcomed. You see, the story goes, when you do this, you leave evil to hell and righteousness to heaven. You see, in this
phase of it as I was given, and am giving it to you or sharing it with you, not to tell you to believe it or to have anything to do with it. I'm just sharing it with you. That you must really want to go to heaven to give your life to get there. Look here, let me ask you that. How does that sound? You messed up in life because you didn't know any better. And you chose to continue messing up in life even though somebody told you that somebody died for you. And that if you believed in him, you know, I don't even want to talk that story. It's such a hypocritical story, it's such bull that I don't even want to repeat it. But what I do want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. If your imagination can say that you're in heaven where everything is all right, having lived in America, you know how ugliness can creep upon you. And obviously it happened there. And a whole great portion of that living reality accepted it. But according to the story, it had to go. And we sit here on this earth, and I, as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, I admit this nation and this world is filled with wonderful people. There are wonderful, great, amazing things happening every day by all kinds of people everywhere. Yes, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but there's a lot of great things going on at the same time. But when you look at that and put it all together and look at the results of it, you see that which you don't want to have anything to do with. So not only are those who are suffering these things have to go through it, it is so demeaning to you, you don't even want to think about it. And so the problem goes no place. There is no solution. And so this is the kind of life that you're dealing with. You call this? Can hell be any worse? I'm sure it can, but at this time, it might be the only hell you know. And it's tearing your tail up. I mean, that's the way it is. And that's the way the life rolls. And then all of a sudden, for some strange reason, maybe it's just being the pure in heart, somebody sees something. And what they see is what everybody else is feeling, but can't see for one strange reason or another. Maybe it's fear, maybe they programmed, maybe indoctrination, or just a foreign language, all of that. But all of a sudden, somebody is responding, and it's touching everyone who's just say, that's me too, that's me too, that's me too, that's me too. And all of a sudden, things begin to feel better. Because there are no major changes right now taking place, but things begin to feel better. That's the arena to start thinking about making possible changes. And then if the changes become, obvious, then a nation that's ruled by evil, a world that's ruled by evil. And when I say a nation, a world ruled by evil, what am I saying? I'm saying a nation where people are suffering. Yes, there might be a lot of big barns running over with wealth for individuals or even groups of individuals where masses of people are starving, masses of people are suffering, they're experiencing nothing that depicts what life is intended to be and can be for everybody. And so I call that hell. And anybody going through that would call it hell as well. And if they don't, they should. They just don't know what they're missing. But I'm here to tell them what they're missing. And so this is what these people who walk into the truth want. They look around and all of a sudden the money and all the things that they've been pursuing all their lives, what have seemed so much to them, all of a sudden it doesn't seem that much at all. And why?
The reason that it doesn't seem that much at all is not because it loses its value. It's because now their focus has changed from glorying in what their possibilities are for themselves, but looking around and thinking about what the possibilities can be for others if they engage themselves in a meaningful kind of way. And it got to be real for the changes to take place, because stuff that's fake just ain't going no place. This is the world that we're living in, that only the truth and only the real stuff brings about change. And so a person who is walking around now talking about God and is all real about it, hey, brothers and sisters, evil of this planet has said that that point has got to go. So like evil was kicked out of heaven, now righteousness will be kicked out of hell down here on earth, freeing it from hell. Now what happens? These people who are free from hell, these are the kind of people you say dying for freedom, dying for life, dying for truth, dying for God, and the reward might be really a heaven. I don't know. It might really be something like that, where there is peace and prosperity and freedom and all these things. Golly, they died for it and get it. And they told other people, don't have to worry. Somebody else died for you. And because they died for you, if you believe, you get this as a gift. And what does that do? That allows the continuation of the evilness of men trying to be God over other men. Anyway, there will, however, come a time. Listen to me. I'm telling you this, it is true. When the nukes will explode and the entirety of the humankind will choose evil, has chosen evil, will be destroyed, and at their own hands. One thing I want to say, and I'm closing, there are those who would do anything to cause pain and suffering to others. And just like I was talking earlier about those good people, as they're good as they are, if they don't have the kind of good that would make them aware of what's happening, well, I guess if you don't have your eyes open, you just cannot do it. So when the boat goes over the cliff, you go with it. So somebody better wake up and tell the rest of the human race that's going over these boats to hold up, because damn it, they are headed straight overboard. Change is in the air. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening for me at this moment. And until next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.